Welcome to my topic presentation. My name is Lydia Fry. I will be discussing corruption and the role corruption has in Pakistan, politics, and business. What is corruption? Corruption is dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, usually having to do with bribery. A TED Talk titled Power of Corruption by Lucy Koechlin stated that no matter where you go, no matter how much people earn, no matter what their political systems are, corruption is to be found everywhere. Corruption is the norm and not the exception. The following video will show the effects of world corruption.
The 2018 Corruption Perceptions Index, or the CPI, reveals that most countries are failing to fight corruption. Alarmingly, this year's results also show that corruption is contributing to a crisis of democracy around the world. The CPI measures levels of corruption in the public sector in 180 countries and territories around the world using a scale of 0 to 100, where 0 is highly corrupt and 100 is very clean. This year, Denmark and New Zealand score the highest, while South Sudan, Syria, and Somalia score the lowest. The truth is that no country gets a perfect score. Since 2012, only 20 countries significantly improved their scores, while 16 countries significantly decreased. More troubling, the majority of countries have seen little or no progress. The global average score this year is 43 out of 100, well below halfway. Our analysis shows a disturbing connection between public sector corruption and a weakening of democratic institutions and norms. In the last few years, several countries have also seen a rise of political candidates running on a populist platform who seek to undermine democratic institutions and push anti-democratic agendas. These politicians often use corruption scandals and public disillusionment to win power. No matter where you are in the world, having strong, independent institutions, freedom of the press, and engaged citizens is the most sustainable way to combat corruption, despite what some populist leaders might claim. Support our fight and help us stop corruption. For more information, visit transparency.org/CPI 2018.
Political corruption is the use of power by government officials for illegitimate private gain. What role does corruption play in Pakistan politics? President Zia sought to undermine the democratic institutions through the Constitution and amendments of Pakistan. In 1988, President Zia used this anti-democratic agenda to remove the Prime Minister, Mahmud Khan Juneo, on charges of corruption. Corruption in business is misappropriation of funds, bribery, misuse of office by company officials, and dishonesty in financial matters. Listed here are departments that contain corruption in Pakistan. Nawaz Sharif, former Prime Minister and businessman, was involved in corruption in 2017 in connection with his assets. To conclude this presentation, corruption is evident in the world and does play a role in Pakistan's politics and business. This corruption leads to a crisis of democracy. The leaders involved in corruption are trying to control democratic institutions and move their anti-democratic plans to secure their own gain. The economy is affected by corruption and integrity is lost, while faith is jeopardized. How can we help in the battle of corruption?